Hey guys, my name is Uzair Farooq, and here are my final three designs. Let us get right into it. So for my first final design, the color scheme I use is the triadic color scheme. A triadic color scheme is simply three colors from the color wheel equally separated by a triangle. So the point from triangle 1, 2, 3, these three colors here. So the colors I use are purple, orange, and green. As you can see, purple, orange, green. The design elements I used are lines and colors. I use a grid system of knolling. Knolling is arranging design elements in reference of right angles, so 90 degrees, 90 degrees, 90 degrees, so on and so forth. For the grid system, I put 5 even lines horizontally and 5 even lines vertically, and then just kind of made the lines according to that. Um, so these placing these lines 5 vertically, 5 horizontally gave me perfect boxes consistent in size and shape. I then made lines going from one box to the next, all in right angles. The design principles I use are hierarchy. The purple lines that go through the middle overlap other lines, right over here. Um, yeah, they overlap other lines and are also larger in size compared to these green and orange lines. This gives a sense of dominance, making the viewer look at the purple lines first. I also use a design element of symmetry. The lines all follow a pattern and are symmetrically placed. I also use a design principle of scale. For the larger purple lines in the middle, I surrounded them with smaller purple lines as the border, right? And the design element of balance was also, or principle of balance was also used, giving off an aesthetically pleasing look, exuding a sense of equilibrium. For my second final design, I used an analogous color scheme. For those of you that aren't familiar with the concept, an analogous color scheme is simply two or more colors directly next to each other on the color wheel. So I use the colors purple/brown and red. So this can be like purple/brown anyways. The grid system I used was alignment, aligning the design elements in the center bottom kind of. The design elements I use are shapes, lines, and colors. The design principles I use are asymmetry. The image differs from left to right and top to bottom, but still gives an overall balanced look. Another design element I use is scale. I made some rectangles larger than others to represent the different parts of the house: garage, living room, main space, storage, etc. Now for my last design, I use a color scheme of monochromatic color. I used the color teal and adjusted the saturation, hue, and value, so to come up with like different shades of teal. Using the same color. So the black colors you see in the image are actually the color teal, but with a value of 20%, making it black. I use a grid system of rule of thirds, splitting the canvas into 2 horizontal lines and 2 vertical lines. The design elements I use are shapes, lines, and colors. The design principles I use are unity. Each shape/line is united to create the overall design. Each shape/line, is used serves a purpose and is united to create the overall design. I also use the design principle of hierarchy. The eyes in the upper middle dominate the design and are the first thing a viewer will notice. So I managed to make it dominant by adjusting the value of the color once again to 20%, making it darker and more prominent. This dark against a lighter blue becomes quite prominent. And another design principle I used is symmetry. What's happening on one side of the image is happening on the other. Thank you very much. That is all.